We are the titles. And our movement is Black is Beautiful. Black is an acronym meaning build our lives actively, consciously, and creatively. Today, I'm going to discuss what's a real black man. I went around asking black men what's a real black man or a real nigga. The reason why I did is because today, in today's society, a real black man or a real nigga is a person who's not afraid to commit crime, you know, have a lot of money, flossing on their people, talking a lot of shit, and not afraid to kill or go to jail. You know, pimps, drug dealers, scammers, you know, got multiple baby mamas, don't take care of their kids, or if they do, they just send money and shit like that. But the crime is the main thing. If you don't commit crime, you're not a real nigga. And if you don't commit crime, but you do all the manly shit, you a square. You the square. You not, you know, tough. You not a person who gonna get down with the get down. You scary type. You know, you a weenie. You know, you weak basically, and in the real nigga eyes or whatever. So what I did was go around asking black men, regular black men who don't commit crime, work, and black men that were in the streets. What's a real man or a real nigga? And before I go to what they said, I'm gonna go from what I think and growing up. I'm gonna go back and forth. But so growing up as a young black man, I was told a real man is a person who can think before they react, a person who's not afraid to walk away, and not a follower. He's a leader or whatever. And yeah. And most of the time that came from women who were trying to tell me that. And yeah. And then the men who did try to say some shit, like when I was getting in trouble doing shit or whatever, and they tried to tell me a real man is this, that, blah, blah, blah. They would say, you know, you ain't got to prove yourself to nobody. You ain't got to be in the streets. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. But they were doing it. They were proving themselves to people. You know, they didn't practice what they were preaching. I get that a lot from people. People say shit, but they don't practice what they preach. And I try to do that as a man today. I try to, whatever I say, I try to do. You feel me? I try my best to do it, to complete it. Might get lazy, might, you know, feel like I don't want to do it. But if I'm preaching something, I try my best to do that and to stand by that, to stand on my motherfucking 10 toes, you know, chest up, chin in the air, you feel me, and handle my business. But boom, so just growing up and seeing that, like what a real man was, it was just all over the place. Women had their point of view, you feel me, on what a real man is, but most of the women that I came across, they didn't have any real men that they were saying a real man is. You feel me? Different baby daddies, not in a serious relationship, in different relationships, men in and out their lives, in and out their children's lives. Boom. So where the woman that's saying this, where's the real black man? If you know what a real black man is supposed to be, why aren't you with him? You feel me? You keep coming with these bullshit ass niggas. But boom. So seeing that. And then the real niggas or the real men, but real niggas, they got all the attention. I didn't see in my life, I didn't see too many working men get attention. Too many people who are providing for their families legally, you know, not in and out of jail, not in and out their children's lives, not just with multiple women, you know, and just doing whatever he wanted to do. He was handle his business, had a job, or he had his own business. He took care of his family. He helped the community. He did different things in the community. He taught, he coached, he did all this stuff, different things that I thought a real man is supposed to do. But the person who got all the attention was the real nigga. You know, he became the real man in a lot of young black men's lives. So, boom. So, yeah, so when I went around asking, we're just gonna go to that real quick, and I'm gonna come back to what I was thinking. But when I went around asking what's a real black man, and I asked a couple different men, um, some of the key things that they all said was the same from a street point of view and the regular black guy point of view. Was a person who provides for their family, a leader, a person who help. I say provide for the community or their family, their community, help, a leader, um, defend his family, speak up and shit. And that was like some of the key things that they said. So I asked them was, what about a person who commit crime? Like, is that a real nigga? Is that a real man? You feel me? It's from both point of views. And they both said no. A person who commit crime, no, that's not a real man. And I feel the same way. Boom, I'm going to piggy off of that and go with my point of view. I feel a person who commit crime is not learning from, their fuck ups. I think a real man learns from his mistakes or other people's mistakes. He don't do the same shit that somebody else did. Either they lost their life. So for me, coming up and doing different shit and then doing certain things in the street and, trying to do that little street shit and be a street nigga, I learned from my cousins. My cousin getting murdered, my cousins going to jail, being like kingpins and head like generals of the gang and, putting the gang on the map and everything and seeing them and a lot of them not in their children's lives. Children are adults. They got grandkids they never saw, or they got kids growing up without a father. I'm like, damn. But a lot of people are getting a lot of shit confused on that. Telling young people, if you're not real, you're not a real man if you don't commit crime. That's basically what I see. If you don't commit crime, you're basically not a real man. You're not a real black person if you're not in the streets committing crime and doing shit in the trenches and you got to watch your back, get shot at, get harassed by the police, have stolen guns and drugs on you and scamming, the government for money and flossing your shit on people and talking shit to black people, but you care about black people, but all you do is talk shit. You feel me? You're not a real black person. You're not a real nigga. You're not a real female. You're not a real black. You're a square. You a weenie. Move to the side. Nobody want to hear what you're saying. We out here getting money, and but then when they go to jail, most of the guys that go to jail, when I end up talking to a black man that's in jail, talk to them too. They say, man, this street shit is stupid. You feel me? I had to do this, get this time to figure out what was what. Hey, bro, stay on your path, man. Stay doing what you're doing. Man, I just want to get out, get my shit together, see my kids. Man, I ain't going to be with none of that bullshit. You feel me? Boom. They sort of, I guess, learn from their mistakes. Some of them get out and commit the same crimes and get caught up with the same bullshit. I think that's not a real man if you commit the same crimes or do the same shit to end up back in jail. And you said you wasn't going to do that. You learn from your mistakes. A person who provides for their family is very important. And what I mean by provide, it's not just money. It's time, it's effort, it's teaching, it's showing, it's building. I don't think a real man is a person who just give money. I think that's a person who just give money. I think a real man or a real, black man, a father, is a person who's in their children's lives, who changed their life for their children. I get that a lot. People think it's money, and they say, I bought this. This is what I do for my kids. Yeah, that's one part. That's one part. Hell yeah, you're supposed to buy that. And you're supposed to do other shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never just one thing you're supposed to do. It's multiple things that you're supposed to do as a father. You're supposed to make sure your baby mama or the woman you're with is happy. That's something as a black man, a strong father, you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And see what she needs too at the same time and do it together and have a good relationship for the children. That's one thing. So taking care of the family, being a leader, being a leader, um, being a leader. I think for me is a person who's not afraid to be the odd one out. Um, I was the odd one out of all my friends and my family. I became a different type of black man than a lot of my friends and my family too. You feel me? Being pro-black, being, you know, wanted to do something for black people. Not I'm nigga, I want to kill niggas or sell drugs or yeah, cuz yeah, on me, on everything. Da, 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 da. I went through different changes in my life, and once I figured out who I was as a man and I owned up to it, not being afraid to own up to the shit and say, this is what I want to do. You feel me? I think that's a real man who's not afraid to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see bad shit in the community, you see bad shit how you came up, you didn't have a father, or you had a father and he treated you a certain way, or your mom was a certain way. I think even for women too, you should be that change. You should want to be that change. Not I'm gonna be quiet because they not gonna like what I say, or I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna be just like everybody else. Or, you know, when you hang out with different people, you whoever you hang out with, you that. You know what I'm saying? Now, adapting is another thing, but you hanging out with pimps, now you a pimp. Oh yeah. You hanging out with gang members, all of a sudden you're a gang member. You hang out with drug dealers, now you talking about, yeah, you getting all, you know what I mean? You faking the funk and you in different shit. You switch up so fucking much. You feel me? For me, I think a real man is the one who can, if this is what he's doing, you see it in his actions. You see for social media, you see what he posts. You see how he treat people. That lines up with who he is. But he all over the place. He doing all this shit. He's just a person who don't practice what he preach. I don't think that's not a real man. I don't give a fuck what you do in the community, what you do for your family, what you do for you all over the fucking place. You feel me? Oh, I love my kids. But then you do all type of shit in front of your kids. Well, if you love your kids, you would try to change how you grew up. I think that's a real man. You would change that. If you see how black women get treated, you would change on how you treat black women, because you got daughters, you got women in your life. You care about your mom, you care about your sister, you care about, you know, the women in your life. So you would change on how, because you learned, now you're a man. As a kid, you did, you know, teenager, you did faulty shit to women. You fucked up. You treated women like nothing, you know, or something, but nothing at the same time. You know, you had your way of thinking because that's the way you thought it was. And she didn't have no right thinking because she thought it was the way she thought it was. And, but you see that wasn't the right way, so you change. You see how children are getting raised, so you change for the children. You see, I think that's a real man. I think that's a real man. You build. You don't just want to work for other people. You want to try. You're not afraid to try and build something. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I think that's one of the biggest things. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty and work on shit, work on cars, fix brakes, fix shit in the house, do shit. You're not just going to wait and let somebody else pay it, or wait so somebody else work so you can pay them. You're gonna try to figure something out. If you can't do it because it's too advanced and you don't got the equipment, you don't know about certain shit, then for sure. But you're willing to look it up. A black man is, I think a real black man is never afraid to go and search for information. That's for me. I think a real black man is not afraid to go and search for information if he don't know anything. I'm trying to think. Provide, take care of their family, respect their woman, teach, help, not afraid to get their hands dirty. Protect. That was a agreement across the board. Protect their family, not afraid to speak up. People say that, but I think they don't want you to speak up, really, because when I spoke up about, you know, different shit in the community, it's certain shit that they want you to speak up on, but they don't want you to call them out. Black is beautiful, black is love, black is power.